The morning of February 27, 2025, dawned like any other in Bucharest, Romania. But for two of the city's most notorious residents, it marked the start of a new chapter. Andrew Tate, the controversial internet personality, and his brother Tristan boarded a private jet. Their destination Florida, USA. This transatlantic flight wasn't just a journey, it was a statement. The Tates were leaving behind a storm of accusations, legal battles, and a public captivated by their every move. The eyes of the world watched as their private jet, tail number obscured for privacy, cut through the early morning sky. Flight trackers, buzzing with activity, followed their every turn. It was a stark reminder of the Tates' global reach, their ability to command attention even as they fled from serious allegations. They were a study in contrasts, wealthy yet facing financial scrutiny, influential yet banned from major platforms, facing charges yet projecting an air of invincibility. Their departure wasn't just a personal victory, it was a geopolitical event. The Romanian authorities who had sought to detain them were seemingly powerless to stop them. The long arm of the US government, specifically the Trump administration, had flexed its muscle, securing their release and facilitating their return to American soil. This intervention raised eyebrows and sparked outrage, with many questioning the US government's motives in aiding individuals facing such serious charges. The Tates' escape to Florida wasn't just about geography, it was about power, influence, and the complex relationship between justice and political maneuvering. Their arrival in the Sunshine State marked not an end, but a beginning, the start of a new, unpredictable chapter in their controversial story. The Tate brothers' journey to notoriety began long before their dramatic flight from Romania. Their story is a twisted tapestry woven from threads of wealth, misogyny, and allegations of serious criminal activity. It all started with their foray into the world of online webcam businesses. The brothers, leveraging their charisma and understanding of online dynamics, built a lucrative empire. However, this seemingly legitimate business venture soon became overshadowed by accusations of exploitation and abuse. Whispers of coercion, manipulation, and violence against the women working for them began to surface. These whispers grew louder in June 2023, when the Romanian authorities dropped a bombshell. Andrew and Tristan Tate were officially charged with human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal organization. The charges sent shockwaves through the internet. The Tates, known for their lavish lifestyle and inflammatory rhetoric, now faced the very real possibility of spending years behind bars. The Romanian authorities alleged that the brothers had lured women into their circle with promises of love and financial security, only to subject them to horrific abuse. They painted a picture of a calculated and brutal operation with the Tates at the helm, exploiting vulnerable women for their own financial gain. The charges were not isolated incidents. The Tates were no strangers to run-ins with the law. They had been previously detained in December 2022, and again in March 2024 on allegations of sexual aggression stemming from incidents between 2012 and 2015. These earlier allegations, combined with the more recent human trafficking charges, painted a disturbing picture of a pattern of predatory behavior spanning over a decade. The Tates' escape from Romania was facilitated by a controversial intervention: the lifting of their travel ban by the Romanian government. This decision, however, was not made in isolation. It came after intense pressure from a powerful external force, the United States government, specifically the Trump administration. The extent of the US government's involvement in securing the Tates' release remains a subject of intense scrutiny. Reports suggest that high-ranking officials, including former President Donald Trump himself, personally lobbied for the travel ban to be lifted. Richard Grenell, a former U.S. Special Envoy, was also dispatched to Romania to engage in discussions with Romanian officials regarding the Tates' case. These actions sparked outrage and condemnation, both within the U.S. and internationally. Critics accused the Trump administration of meddling in the judicial processes of a sovereign nation and of prioritizing the interests of two individuals accused of heinous crimes over the pursuit of justice for their alleged victims. Robert Jenrick, the UK Shadow Justice Secretary, publicly warned the US against interfering in the case, highlighting the potential damage to international legal cooperation. The Romanian government, for its part, maintained that the decision to lift the travel ban was made independently and based solely on legal considerations. However, the timing of the decision, coming shortly after the U.S. government's intervention, fueled suspicions of undue influence. The Tates' legal troubles weren't confined to criminal charges. Their lavish lifestyle, built on a foundation of online businesses and brand endorsements, came under intense financial scrutiny. In December 2024, British authorities seized over $2.5 million, £2 million, from the brothers for unpaid taxes. This seizure was a significant blow to the Tates' financial empire. It revealed cracks in their carefully constructed facade of wealth and invincibility. The British authorities alleged that the brothers had amassed a fortune of over $26 million, £21 million, through their online ventures, but had failed to pay their fair share in taxes. This revelation prompted investigations into their financial dealings in other jurisdictions, including Romania and the US. Despite these financial setbacks, the lifting of the travel ban came with a significant financial windfall for the Tates. As part of their release, the Romanian authorities returned a significant portion of the assets that had been seized during the investigation. These assets included luxury vehicles, properties in Romania, bank accounts, and shares in various companies. The return of these assets provided the Tates with a much-needed financial lifeline. It allowed them to fund their legal defense, maintain their lavish lifestyle, and potentially rebuild their business empire. However, it also raised questions about the fairness of a system that seemed to favor those with wealth and influence, even when facing serious criminal charges. Section 5. The Power of Personality. Navigating Public Image and Influence. Throughout their legal battles and controversies, Andrew Tate in particular has skillfully cultivated a public persona that is as polarizing as it is captivating. He has amassed a devoted following, primarily young men who are drawn to his unapologetically masculine persona and his pronouncements on wealth, success, and relationships. Tate's online presence, primarily on X, formerly known as Twitter, has been a double-edged sword. His over 10 million followers provide him with a platform to espouse his views, promote his businesses, and attack his critics. However, his inflammatory rhetoric, often bordering on hate speech, has also led to his banishment from mainstream platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. This banishment, however, has done little to diminish his online influence. His followers, often referred to as Tate's Army, remain fiercely loyal and continue to amplify his messages across the internet. While Andrew Tate has been the more vocal and visible of the two brothers, Tristan has also played a significant role in shaping their public image. Tristan, often seen as the quieter and more strategic of the two, has been instrumental in managing their business ventures and navigating the legal and media landscape. The Tates' understanding of online dynamics and their ability to cultivate a dedicated following have been crucial to their success, both in business and in weathering the storms of controversy. Their influence, however, remains a subject of concern, particularly given their history of misogynistic and hateful rhetoric. Section 6. Evading Justice, the Specter of Avoiding Prosecution. The Tates' sudden departure to Florida has ignited a firestorm of speculation and debate. At the heart of this debate lies a chilling question. Did the Tate brothers, aided by powerful allies, successfully evade justice by fleeing Romania? Their arrival in the U.S., a nation with no extradition treaty with Romania, has cast a long shadow over the ongoing legal proceedings in Bucharest. Legal experts believe that extraditing the Tates back to Romania to face trial would be a complex and potentially insurmountable challenge. The lack of a treaty, coupled with the political sensitivities surrounding the case, makes it unlikely that the U.S. government would willingly hand over the brothers to Romanian authorities. This raises serious concerns about the possibility of the Tates ever facing justice for the crimes they are accused of committing in Romania. Their presence in the U.S., a nation they hold citizenship in, provides them with a level of legal protection and a platform to continue to deny the allegations against them. This situation has left their alleged victims in Romania feeling betrayed and re-traumatized, their voices seemingly drowned out by the roar of international politics and the Tates' carefully crafted public persona. The question of whether the Tates will ever be held accountable for their alleged crimes remains unanswered. Their flight to Florida has exposed the limitations of international legal cooperation and the challenges of pursuing justice across borders, particularly when powerful individuals are involved. Section 7. A safe haven, the potential for U.S. government protection. The Tates' arrival in Florida has fueled speculation about the extent of their relationship with the U.S. government and the possibility that they may be seeking or have already secured some form of protection from prosecution. Their release from Romania, facilitated by the intervention of high-ranking U.S. officials, has raised eyebrows and fueled suspicions of a deeper alliance. Some speculate that the Tates may possess information or leverage that they used to secure their freedom, potentially putting pressure on the U.S. government to protect them in return. Others believe that the U.S. government, particularly the Trump administration, may be using the Tates as pawns in a larger geopolitical game. Their case has become entangled in the complex web of international relations, with some suggesting that their release may have been part of a broader negotiation or concession. The possibility of the Tates receiving preferential treatment or protection from the U.S. government raises serious questions about the rule of law and the potential for abuse of power. It also highlights the challenges of ensuring accountability for crimes committed abroad, particularly when powerful individuals and political interests are at play. Section 8. Financial Freedom and the Allure of the American Dream. Beyond the legal implications, the Tates' relocation to Florida can also be seen through a financial lens. The U.S., with its business-friendly environment and vast market, offers the brothers an opportunity to rebuild and expand their financial empire. Florida, in particular, is known for its relatively lax tax laws and its appeal to wealthy individuals and entrepreneurs. The state's reputation as a haven for those seeking to minimize their tax burdens and protect their assets may have factored into the Tates' decision to relocate there. The brothers' online businesses, while facing scrutiny and bans on some platforms, still hold the potential for significant revenue generation. Their relocation to the U.S. provides them with access to a wider audience, a more developed digital infrastructure, and a greater pool of potential investors and business partners. The Tates' move to Florida can be seen as a strategic decision, not only to escape legal troubles, but also to capitalize on the economic opportunities offered by the U.S. Their pursuit of financial freedom and their desire to rebuild their empire may have been a driving force behind their transatlantic escape. Section 9. The Future of the Tate Brothers, Implications and Unanswered Questions. The Tate brothers' arrival in Florida marks not an end, but a beginning. Their story, a tangled web of accusations, legal battles, and calculated self-promotion, is far from over. As they settle into their new lives in the Sunshine State, a cloud of uncertainty hangs over their future. The most pressing question remains, will they ever face trial for the serious charges against them in Romania? The lack of an extradition treaty and the political complexities surrounding their case make it unlikely that they will be extradited anytime soon, if ever. This leaves their alleged victims in Romania in a state of limbo, their quest for justice seemingly thwarted by international legal hurdles and political maneuvering. Meanwhile, the Tates are free to rebuild their lives and potentially their businesses in the U.S. Their online influence, though diminished by bans on some platforms, remains significant. They still command a large and devoted following, primarily young men drawn to their brand of hypermasculinity and their promises of wealth and success. The Tates' presence in the U.S. raises concerns about the potential for them to continue to spread their controversial views and potentially engage in activities that led to their legal troubles in Romania. It also highlights the challenges of holding powerful individuals accountable for crimes committed abroad and the limitations of international legal cooperation in cases involving high-profile figures. The future of the Tate brothers remains uncertain, shrouded in legal complexities and fueled by their ability to manipulate public perception. One thing is certain, their story, with its themes of wealth, power, and the elusive nature of justice, is far from over. The world will be watching to see what the next chapter holds for the controversial duo.